Mush mush.
It's Kiki. Just wanna...
What's the matter?
Oh no, I'm just here.
Okay,
There we go.
that is understandable. I'm recording, right? Yeah, I'm recording. Okay, that would have been dumb.
I actually have a few things to talk about today.
Amazing. You mean things other than Overwatch, right?
Mm. Yes and no. Because part of it is Overwatch, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to increase the font on this website because I am not wearing my glasses. Because they don't exactly work with the mask. I'm gonna assume that Cupcake is indisposed? I don't know. All he said was fuck.
Yeah, that's...
Nope.
What? Why? Why? Just
not?
Wow.
Because.
Because I can.
It's the spooky month.
Because it's
podcast.
October. I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you like, you are why we can't have nice things.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
That. I think that's everything. I have no fingernails right now. That hurt.
Oh.
Grabbed at something at work and it cracked all the fingernails across my hand.
Oh, jeez.
Not bad, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever, like, you grab for something and your fingernail just, like, doesn't break, it just cracks, but then you have to cut it because now it's, like, broken in two pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened all the way across my entire right hand. I'm just like, ah! Okay. What?
What are we wedding? What's happening? Huh?
That is not what I want. There we go. Nothing. Just you know, I can't go 5 minutes without messages and phone calls
and of course
everything else that goes with that.
They just can't live without you.
They're gonna have to live without me for a week starting Monday.
Well,
everyone thinks it's a joke. I'm turning my fucking phone off. When I say off, it's going on silent, except for like a couple people. It's not gonna ring. It's not gonna do anything. I'm done. I need a break.
Yeah, it's just from watching Cupcake and Mr. Mish. So like, there's a thing as there's job security, and then there's too much job security.
Right.
Where it's like, yes, I know I've created a space for myself where I have job security. I will always have a job. But I sometimes need a break, and you need to learn how to deal with this stuff when I am not here. Whether it's because it's my day off or I'm on vacation.
It's shocking how helpless people are. Like, I
Yeah.
legitimately did not realize, like, how little people can handle making their own decisions.
Yeah, I think I mentioned before, like, Mr. Mish had to have, like, a come to Jesus phone call during the vacation we had in July. Like, okay, guys, I shouldn't be gone for, like, 2 days. And all of a sudden, things are going to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know there's some other stuff that was going on that was a little bit worse at the time. I'm not going to go into just because it doesn't involve Mr. Mish.
Right.
But yeah,
Yep.
Oh, and she got
okay.
grabbed.
Well, Hubby got that promotion, if I didn't tell you.
Didn't even know he was up for a promotion. That's good.
Well, technically it's a whole nother job, but it's still at that school. And technically in the same line of stuff, so we're calling it a promotion.
So it's a job with more responsibility.
More responsibility, more pay, and it's a 12-month contract instead of a school year contract.
Nice.
Meaning he doesn't have to work summer school. He'll be still working anyway.
Yeah. His job requires him to do whatever it is year round.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Oh, bye, Ghost. Come here. No? Okay.
So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, there was some stuff Mish wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay.
So, I suppose she can go into that when she gets back. She didn't exactly say what she wanted to talk about, just that some of it didn't have to do with Overwatch.
Wow.
uh...
It's really unfortunate that entire franchise is like going to collapse just because Blizzard Activision is such a shit company.
Oh god, yes.
I mean, it's most AAA. It's looking like most AAA developers are going to go that route. Because, like, them, Ubisoft, I mean, not Nintendo, but Nintendo's weird. Like, Nintendo doesn't, like, they're Japanese, but they're also, like, they didn't fall into the same pits that, or pit traps, whatever you want to call it, that, like, Konami and Capcom and all the other companies fell into. Like, they kept making quality games, whereas, like, Konami kind of took time off from video games. And then, like, Sega is the quirky bastard. Because they have, like, the Yakuza, or I guess now it's like a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think... I mean, these days, other than the Yakuza games and Sonic, what do they make?
Okay, I had this conversation. I think I mentioned this to you earlier in the week. I asked the question, like, is pop culture just not as big of a thing, and or am I just getting old? Everybody's just like, you're just getting old. You're out of touch. And I'm like, yeah, but what, like, what is the pop culture now? Like, I get Skibbity Toilet and all this stuff, but I'm just saying, like, when I ask the question of people from my generation or a little older, like, they're like, you're just out of touch. You don't have children, so you don't know what it's all about. I'm like, okay, that's great, but what is it? Like, what is pop culture? Like, what is a pop culture reference from today, or even the last 10 years? They're like, well, you just wouldn't get it. So you don't know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know some things, but I only know what the internet tells me, and the internet can only tell you what you go searching for.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even when I was a kid, like, you know, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Like that's from before I was born. Like, yes, the cartoon was on TV in the 90s, but you know what I'm saying? Like 80s pop culture, 90s pop culture, even early 2000s pop culture. Like Euro Trip. Can't think of that stupid song. Somebody doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know. Iron Man, like mass entertainment has entered this weird, in my opinion, turbidity of like there isn't really a like cultural zeitgeist anymore. I hate to use that fucking word, but like we don't have, because our interests are so shattered or so splintered up, like we don't really have that anymore.
Like one that everybody knows, everybody's seen,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
You know, we don't have the movie taglines of like, you know, life is like a box of chocolates, or
Well,
yeah.
I think also that what contributes to that, I'm not saying this is everything, but
Yeah.
over the past 5 to 10 years, what they
And she's on the phone.
It probably doesn't help that media is so heavily saturated these days. There's just because not only within your own country, but because of the internet and cultural sharing, you can watch stuff from other countries too, and interact with their pop culture. So pop culture is kind of a
diffusion.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, I think about, I mean, we've talked about this before, but this continues to amuse me. The amount of anime, because that's my thing, that is being produced has continued to grow every year without fail. They are making more and more, to the point that I don't remember where it was. Sometime in the last, like around COVID, we reached the point that watching TV a few hours a day, you could no longer keep up with all the new shows. Like you would, like, even, and it got to the point, I think it's like in the last year or whatever, where it's like, even if you were watching TV, you know, like watching the stuff 8 hours a day, you wouldn't have enough time to keep up with everything. And that's just anime, like not including like live action and, you know, stuff from like live action from other countries, live action from America.
I'm actually cold. Wow.
Welcome to the frozen north.
Well, I'm wearing shorts.
So am I.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I mean, it's warm today. It's probably the last 80-degree day we're gonna have until spring. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something and then I...
See, there you go. Going off the rails. I can't think of any other railroad puns. I'm sorry.
They claim Bloodlines 2 is happening, because they also claim that Bloodlines 3 is happening.
Whatever. Having watched you play through a good chunk of Bloodlines, I'm just like, that's what I'm thinking of, right? The vampire game?
Yes. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Good luck. Just good luck. Like, with all seriousness, just good luck. Whatever. We're making a game. We swear it'll last more than 3 days. I don't even remember the name of that game. I just remember, like, it came out and 3 days later it was canceled. It was just like, There are a couple of those now. There was the one, there was the recent one, but there was one before that where it was like, it lasted 2 weeks and then went out of, like, they closed it down.
The fuck was the name of that game?
It no longer exists.
Concord?
That sounds right. It was the what do you call it? The fucking shooter that like was it's the Overwatch style shooter. I forget what they call those, and like hero shooter, and it like
First person?
well, yeah, they're first person, but like the genre that uh, Overwatch exemplifies, like Sony made that game. It lasted 3 days, and they closed it because they had like 50 concurrent players at any given moment.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But like I was saying before, I had to mute deafen myself. In the past 5 to 10 years, what has Hollywood been doing is they've been making live action remakes of Disney cartoon animated classics, Mulan, Aladdin, The Lion King. And I'm not saying that that contributes to that is not the entire issue, but I'm quite sure that helps contribute because the whole remember who you are has been with us since 1994, right? Mufasa dying's been with us for like forever, right? And so yes, it's nostalgia and it sells, but it gives us the same quotable movie lines that's been going on for 30 years. You know? So at least that's what popped into my brain. Like, well, yeah, but a lot of it's been like, okay,
It's
yeah,
the same stuff, just with a different face.
yeah.
That's a good chunk of
Right.
major, like, big name things. Didn't they just start putting out teasers for Snow White?
Possibly.
And people are up in
But
arms because the actress is just like, apparently, oh my god, woke. Heaven forbid.
haven't heard anything about that. But again, like Snow White has also been live action Snow White has also been done before.
Snow White's been done a couple times.
Yeah.
It's a classic for a reason.
Yeah, like I'm thinking mainly the one with Kristen Stewart. Um
Oh
and the
god.
Huntsman.
The One Too Many Dwarves movie.
Yeah. And there
I
was
saw
like
that in the theaters and I regret it.
yeah, it's like okay. And then of course there were like the whole thing of like, well, why didn't they use actual little people? It's like I don't know, take it up with them. Like
Probably a mixture of reasons. I mean, they probably
mhm.
could have easily because it's not like uh, actors of that variety don't exist, because they do, and they get a lot of shit work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have the technology to make people look tiny.
Even back in 2003.
Yeah, although I would argue it probably would have been cheaper to have just little people actors. But they wanted specific actors, probably.
And it's also like I understand like the auditioning process is hard and you can get discouraged and stop trying, but it's I feel like there's a mix of they wanted certain actors plus how many little people were auditioning to be a hobbit, and also how many little people didn't want to audition to be a hobbit because they felt that fed into the stereotype of leprechaun, etc., etc.
We
Like,
can.
oh,
We're never
you
allowed to
know,
be little people. We always have to be mystical bullshit.
yeah, or Willow or whatever, you
Yeah.
know. Or like the tiny Mr. Evil, like a joke or a mystical being. So technically, hobbits are mystical, fantastical beings. So, you know, like many things, it's very, very nuanced, and it's not just one thing. Because people like to make it about one thing. Even me.
The world is not black and white. It is very gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, excuse you, it's Sipa. Get your shit straight.
Excuse me, Sepia. Ugh.
See? It's not. It's all different colors. It's not gray.
Unless you're that kind of colorblind.
Wouldn't that just make you blind?
No.
I don't think grayscale is a color blindness.
There's a fashion blogger on TikTok who has that kind of blindness, or claims to at least.
I think claim is the answer to the question.
I don't remember her name or their name because I'm not positive on their pronouns. But
Because your cones are red, blue, green.
mm-hmm.
So, a quick Googly search. Achromatopsia is a condition characterized by a partial or total absence of color vision. People with complete achromatopsia cannot perceive any colors. They only see black, white, and shades of gray. Incomplete word is a milder form of the condition that allows some color discrimination or termination.
So effectively, complete color blindness would be you lack all cones. All you have are rods.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Me no science person.
Yeah, because if you have any working cones, you're gonna have color vision. That's the
Yeah.
cone cells are the color receptors. But you'd also be partially blind if you only had cone cells. If you only had rods, I mean, because your rod vision is terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. That, you know.
Because I forget what the adaptation is in other mammals for night vision, but like, it's like they trade like primates have really strong, like sharp vision for predators, and
Mhm.
like, well, dogs and cats can see better in the dark. They trade off not having as sharp a vision in the daylight. Like,
What?
primate vision is more precise.
Yeah. We exchanged being able to see well at night or see predators well for extremely detailed vision.
Right. We can pick up other animals using camouflage.
Yeah. We
We
see
also have the
patterns
processing
easily.
power. Yeah. And so we have the processing power in our brains to break up patterns.
Pardon.
My stomach needs to stop being a complete pain in my ass. Sometimes literally.
Poor Mish. God, I have not done much. I'm just realizing, other than YouTube, again. Well, I went to that Ren Fair, but that was like, whatever. It's a Ren Fair. It was like all other Ren Fairs.
Yeah.
Overpriced crap, and actually pretty decent food. I went to, it's not historically accurate taco place.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun fantasy Ren Fair, not medieval Ren Fair.
Yeah, that's why they call it a Ren Fair.
Or yeah, sorry, you know what I meant.
I know what you meant.
Not realistic Renaissance. It's like, it's fun fantasy Renaissance.
Mm-hmm. And it was cute to see kids running around dressed up, and
Yeah.
We didn't go to the jousting match because there was no cover for the seats, and it was like 100 degrees.
Right, because
So
you live on the surface of the fucking sun.
yeah, so fuck that.
Whereas here it's been like in the 60s most of the month of October.
Ugh.
I mean, don't worry. First frost is going to be Monday, I think, Monday morning.
Mm.
Which reminds me that this weekend I got to bring, according to my mom, I have to bring the succulents and tropicals in from outside so that they don't freeze. Other than that, she said none of the rest of the stuff matters. It can just die.
Aw.
I mean, she'll be back like Tuesday, so it's not like it's only gonna like it's just the first couple of frosts of the year. But yeah, anyway, I'm just always excited because the first frost means that we, you know, have some actually decently not fuck off hot weather. I love summer. Don't misunderstand me. I'm so fucking tired of eating air conditioning.
Yeah, I am too, which is probably why I'm cold. Because the AC's vent is right there and it blows right on me.
Yeah,
I wish it didn't, but whatever.
yeah. Well, I don't know, a couple mornings ago, I don't know, it was 2 or 3 days ago, I actually woke up a little chilly and I was shocked that, like, I was actually, like, I didn't open the windows or anything. I was just, we're finally getting to the point where the cool, like, the hot days are starting to be less and less. And so the house is actually starting to cool down below, like, what I would consider uncomfortable temperatures. You know, I can sit under a blanket without getting hot.
Yeah, whereas I woke up sweaty.
Yeah,
Well, woke up, got up, whatever.
yeah.
I didn't
I
really
generally
sleep.
sleep better when we're cooler because I'm not like waking up from weird sweaty nightmares.
Mm.
Rah.
Rawr.
Still the weirdest week of my life when I was on those antibiotics and I kept having night sweats and like I'd wake up soaking fucking wet but freezing.
Ooh.
It was a side effect of the zithromycin, and I was
Mm.
just like, this is the worst. This is the worst feeling because like I was breaking a fever, I'm like feverish, break the fever, but I'd be soaking wet, so I'd be freezing. So I'd get up and like, and it was only over my shirt. Like my pants were fine, but I just have to go like get up, change my t-shirt, go back to sleep. And this would happen like 2 or 3 times a night. I would wake up with a completely soaked t-shirt.
Yeah, that's super bad.
Yeah. Well, the doctor's like, it's a normal side effect. You'll be fine. I'm like, oh my god.
Oof. Pull this up so I could actually have it in front of me. I'm doing Kinktober, and I'm
Ooh.
like, I'm 3 days behind, and I kind of have an idea for the next one of which ship, but because I don't write it a lot, I'm like blanking out. So I'm like, do I choose someone else? I'm trying to write other than Overwatch right now.
I was
Try.
I was considering doing Inktober, but then I forgot, and now it's already.
The 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on day 7. So, like, technically I'm 4 days behind, but I'm on the 7th prompt.
I mean, I could make a snarky comment here, but I won't because I should be better than that.
Are you a doppelganger? Because that doesn't sound like Cupcake.
I'm trying to be a better person,
Okay.
mostly because like in the nicest way possible. I'm living through some really weirdly hard times, and I'm afraid that if I don't keep the tightest control under my words, I'm going to say something really, really outrageous eventually and have my entire life turned upside down on me.
That is and can be a valid concern. Regarding words, reminds me of a whole shitstorm that I'm glad I missed, but I'm kind of got caught up on, but I'm glad I'm not in the middle of, with a huge content creator on TikTok. It's Mama Tot, and she like posted a rant about, oh my god, how come people aren't more mad about the folks who are affected by the hurricane, and they don't have even the internet or electricity to apply for assistance. And so I just happen to, like, so I'm not on TikTok very often. I just scroll and either do the hell, like, watch the Hell's Bell series, or I'm just scrolling through like my FYP, just whatever. So I didn't even see it when it exploded, but people were like tearing her down because apparently she was giving misinformation, and like, then accusing her of being a MAGA supporter and supporting Trump. And I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, okay. And because I saw at lunch earlier also, like, in reference to her, because she went to like one of those speaking things with another really big content creator, Mercury Stardust, the trans handyman.
Oh yes, I know
Um,
them.
and so Mercury was like, which is a good point, which kind of where I was going with this. As a very large content creator, or content creator of any kind, but especially the larger ones, like them, like Mama Tot, you have to, like, they were like, I have to be very careful on what I say, how I say it, because my words can be used as venom, as shotgun blasts to tear people down, taken out of context. Like, so many people are following me. And so I'm like, that's kind of correct. These large content creators, and I'm not saying that Mama Tot didn't have good things to say or good messages to come across or to send across the interwebs, but her presence on social media is curated. Like every other creator who is like that, it is curated. And people put people like her, who she seems like a very nice, sweet Southern lady, who's everybody's Mama Tot, and she's got all her baby tots, and she's here for you. She's here to sit with you, blah, 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 which is nice. And it helps people not feel alone. But then people put her on a pedestal, forgetting that she's human. And what you are seeing is a curated facade. And her political views and her any other views may not align with how whatever you put up with her on that pedestal.
Yeah.
And she
Pro
did come
tip.
out, so
Pro
yeah.
tip for everyone out there: all these people you're following, they're all really shitty human beings. Don't let them fool you. They're all really shitty human beings.
Probably.
Yeah, because like, and there was one that I was following, and then again, good messages, inspiring messages, but then said something that, that they tried to back up and say, no, like, I'm not trying to get kids along with me. But the way they put it was like, because assuming best case scenario, right? They were like, hey, parents, want to say something to your kids, and you hand the phone to the kids. Best case scenario, the parents watch the entire video before then going back and handing it to their kids, right? But enough people were like, why are you asking kids to watch your videos? Why are you asking kids to join your Patreon? Etc., etc., etc. So again, that's like a thing of you say one thing that can be misconstrued, right? And especially because it's like, dude, you're a grown ass man. Like, they present as a grown male presenting person, right?
How do you guys run into these people?
I doom scroll a lot.
I
And
was like that wasn't sarcasm. That was legitimate interest because like when I go onto like fucking Instagram and shit, I get like bulldog accounts, I get Great Dane accounts, I get Wolfhound accounts, I'm getting Basset Hound accounts, I get accounts of cats and
so
I have a cosplayer I follow who has an account that's just for her lizards, and she has, and like that's all I get is like.
So, I get it. So, I found these two creators originally through Facebook Reels and Facebook videos, and then found them on TikTok.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing no matter where I go, Mesh. It's like it could be YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram. Like, I don't get any of this. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what I'm doing differently.
I'm not sure either.
The algorithm is a mysterious thing.
Yes,
Right.
it is. Yes, it is. And okay, so what I'm going to do really quick, I'm going to switch over to...
Because, like, my first response, somebody's like, hand the phone to your kids and be like, who the fuck are you? Like, what? But I mean, I'm also not, like, looking for that kind of interaction with the internet, because, like...
Yeah.
I've had the same response that people are simping over, like, you know, hot models and cosplays and stuff. I'm like, she's super beautiful. She has no interest in talking to you. Don't fucking fall for that shit.
Yeah, like, and it's like,
and they're
like,
really fucking weird because like I've had them like reach out to me and I'm like, you're a very nice person. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And the one woman was like, you know what? Fair enough. Damn, I didn't think someone like you actually existed.
Yeah. So, but that's what, like, but even, like, I'm not saying that all people our age don't fall for shit, because I fall for some shit.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. What I'm getting at, Mish, is like, everybody's running into this shit but me. Like, I don't know if it's because I don't have enough time for it, because I'm just at work nonstop, or I'm helping with shit, or I'm trying to get laundry done, or, you know, I'm just like, I don't have time to even focus because I barely sleep, and everything is a shit show, like, nonstop, and no one can live without me. And I don't mean that in some egotistical fucking, like, I want people to be able to live their lives without having to call me at least once a day and go, what do I do?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I can understand because, you know, you've got that, and then you've got your algorithm, which you're looking for mentally soft things to look at. Mentally cute dogs, lizards.
I'm not looking for anything. That's all it's ever shown me. Like, I don't get, like, I get stuff with, like, animals and, like, history and science fiction. Like, I don't know what's going on in my life, but, like, that's what everything, like, I get, like, stuff about, like, this is what they ate in the Roman Empire at the, you know, during the Byzantine era, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I watched one about the history of the 4 master clowns the other night, and then posted it in videos, because I was like, wow, that's a really weird thing to offer to me, but it was a really interesting video. The woman was very, very intensely, like, loves clown culture, and she fucking laid it out, like, these are the 4 master clowns, and I'm just like, you know what? I will give this a watch. And I was like, damn, these are some interesting motherfuckers. Holy shit. Like, turns out that the stereotypical, like, clown was a real dude. It was a real guy. Like, the clown face that they have on, like, you know, packages of like circus peanuts. So that's a real dude. He was a real human being. That was his actual look. I forget his name. God forgive me. But like, he was a real guy. He lived till the 90s. He was like, the last 100 years, he was a clown in the circus, and he was famous. And I'm just like, what? That's a real person? Oh yeah, no, the whole weird like cartoonish head. It was a headpiece. Like, what? He actually looked like that? Oh yeah, no, he performed like that 8-10 hours a day. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, no. And he was beloved when he died in the early 90s of like old age. Like thousands of circus performers attended his funeral. And it was just like, what? Oh yeah, he was beloved. He taught at the Barnum and Bailey Clown College for 30 years. And when he retired, everyone was very upset because he was beloved. It's like, what? Like, not that he was beloved, but just kind of like that this dude, this random clown, like ended up being this phenomenal human being that touched all of these people's lives, like thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, not just circus performers, but audience members, people who went to see the circus, like because he performed like from the 1930s until like the 1980s, and then he only retired because he was 82 years old.
Ooh.
He literally he just said, I have grown too old. The spirit is willing, but my body no longer has it. It was just like, what the fuck this is amazing. Like, I didn't, like, yeah, like, master clowns, okay, fine, but, like, these were, like, legitimate, like, they really left an impact on the world. Like, not just, like, circuses and shit, but, like, in reality, like, they touched a lot of different people in a lot of different walks of life, and it was just like, why did this get recommended to me, and why is it so good?
Yeah. But I have no idea why. Like, and I hear stuff after it happens. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I kind of did the whole oversaturation. When I first got TikTok, I did the oversaturation where I did it all the time. And then I got sick of it, so I backed off. And that worked for me in terms of not being on it all the time. Because it's like, I'm, making sure, like, I have a healthy relationship between real life and social media. So it's like that stuff and like the like any drama on D&D talk or whatever. And it's like, yeah, like, okay. But I'm not gonna get involved because I don't want people showing up in my comment section to tear me down, right? Because I have an opinion on something and they don't do any research because they want to be internet trolls.
I mean, we have created a society on the internet that is basically mostly about being shitty to one another.
Yeah.
Not saying there's no good parts of the internet, because there is with any society, it's like that. But yeah, it's just very easily to be either anonymous or not anonymous, but a shithead. Because there's very little noise of repercussions of being a shithead to somebody famous.
Yeah.
Right.
As long as you're not actively stalking them or trying to murder them. But, and even then, it depends.
Right.
Because you can get away with a lot of stalking.
Yeah.
Depending on which state, county, city you live in.
Right.
A restraining order only does so much, even if you can get one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
But yeah. And even if whoever is receiving those comments could track down who is saying them,
What are you gonna do about it?
then
But I'm
what are
telling
you
you
going to
right now, like the authorities in most places do not give a shit until a violent crime is committed.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the
And
time, there's not much they can do in the first place.
all that, and there are so many quote unquote trolls. You can't go after all of them. Even if you had a team dedicated to finding all these people, it would be too much money, too much effort, and the authorities aren't going to do anything because, like, it was free speech. They're just saying stuff in comments, right? Did they come stalk you? Did they come break in your door down? No. Well, tough. You know.
I mean, get rid of some, more are just gonna show up anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's the culture we have created. The internet culture. Yay!
And then going back to like curating your presence and what you say and do, you start deleting stuff.
Nope.
How are they deleting comments? What do they have to hide? Oh my god.
And
And
even
it
if
gets
you
worse.
delete it, it's depending on the
Yeah.
platform, it's not really gone.
Yeah.
Like, I've probably said something on Twitter I regret. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I mean, my account's gone, but it's probably on somebody's archive somewhere. If I ever become famous, someone who could dig something up, who knows?
Yeah.
I barely know what I did yesterday, so.
I've been accused of so many horrible things at this point that if somebody really wanted to bury me, it wouldn't be very hard to dig up some scenario where I was accused of some horrible action. Never found guilty, but still accused, and therefore as good as guilty.
Well, that's.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, we say innocent until proven guilty, but we don't really mean that.
I mean,
We're guilty until proven innocent, and even after that, probably not really.
I mean, I've brought it up multiple times. I've been thrown out of places for anti-Semitism, something I've never committed, nor am I a proponent for. I don't endorse it, but it doesn't matter because as long as there's the insinuation that it might be true, I'm as good as dead.
Right.
Yeah. Because Cupcake, you fit that profile of straight white man, you know, with possible views that could be tied into any anti-Semitism, whether or not you purport them or not.
Well, and I'm not above saying some effectively outrageous things, but taken out of context, I have been accused of horrible crimes I did not commit. And I quote, these are the kind of people that'd rather go home and fuck farm animals than a Jew. And automatically, that insinuated that I must be an anti-Semite. I'm like, how? I referred to them as pig fuckers. Yeah, but you'd say they find blah blah blah. And I'm like, yes, exactly. They're anti-Semites. They're fucking neo-Nazis. They would rather go home and fuck a farm animal, and that makes them fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of them. Yes, but you're putting farm animals and the Jewish people in the same sense. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not saying the Jewish people are fucking equivalent to farm animals. That is not the intent. Yeah, but that's how it is. I'm like, what the fuck?
And that's one of those things where if you, especially because I know that was the server, where you typed that out, it just typed out.
Well, it wasn't typed, it was in voice
see,
chat.
Oh, voice chat.
It was an offhanded comment to the Tiki Torch riots in North Carolina, like in 2016?
Okay. But it's like, especially in like servers, because there was like some other drama that I saw tangentially, right?
Right.
But because it was from a Discord server, and you have good enough editing software, and you know how to use it,
Right.
you can only, even if you just take screenshots, if you only present things in a certain way, you
Lines
can
of
say
permission.
anything.
Yeah.
You can present it as they said this. That's why we kicked them out. And then it's a whole big thing because then the other person has to be like, well, why did you skip out on this part of the conversation? Which then clarifies the statement you said I said. Because, like, oh, they take it out of context. Like, oh my God, it's so stupid. Well, did you tell everybody the rest of the conversation that led to me saying that? No. Well, then what you're saying is baseless.
In the words of the illustrious Marshall Mathers, Eminem, I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would you say I am?
Yep. It's weird that he's going to be a grandfather.
Not really. He's, 50-some years old?
It's reminding me how old I am, and it's just weird.
Dude, movies. Like, you guys have already reached it, but this spring, 20 years since I graduated high school.
Yeah. Yep. My older brother is gearing up to shit, hold on a second.
Yeah.
My older brother's gearing up to 30 years out of high school. He's not quite there yet, but he's almost there.
I mean, all three of us are staring down 40 one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was filling out a form yesterday, and I had to ask my husband how old I was.
Oh my.
Because for the life of me, I could not remember. But at the same time, I have not been on all my meds lately, so my brain's a little woo more than usual.
And everybody keeps. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Everybody keeps jumping me because I keep forgetting words, but I'm forgetting words because I'm not getting any sleep.
Yeah.
I just don't physically have the mental horsepower anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Mm. Yeah, that's just. Yeah. Ah.
Dude, they're 100% total offsides. They're totally going to remake all of Rumiko Takashi's shit, aren't they? Because fucking my beloved whatever the Lum did well. Now they're doing Rama. They're totally good. They're gonna fucking remake all of her stuff, which means we might actually get a release / remake of Mason Ikaku, which I will murder somebody for because oh my god, that has been out of print for 20 years.
Oh my god, I don't know that one.
Oh my god, they're finally re-releasing Bubblegum Crisis on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
The guy who owns Media OCD bought Anna Ego, and I got the pre-order in. They're re-releasing a perfect collection because they did the Kickstarter and then never did a mass release, and I missed the Kickstarter like 10 years ago.
Didn't you
Very nice.
just buy new anime?
Very nice.
No, nothing I'm aware of.
Were you just saying?
Oh yeah, I ordered something. Yeah, I ordered what the hell is it called? Gundam something Mercury Witch.
Oh, okay.
The Witch from Mercury. I was like, something.
You ordered robot trash.
Yes. I love Gundam. It's a political drama backdropped by giant robots.
Very nice.
I mean, if you're gonna have a political drama, you might as well add giant robots.
Yeah.
That's always the hardest thing for people to get over with Gundam is like, wait a minute, this isn't just giant robot action, it's a political drama. Like, they always are. What? They always are. Like, having watched Gundam 0079, 0081, 0083, Gundam Wing, G Gundam. Like, G Gundam is fucking Street Fighter. It's fucking Street Fighter, but it's a political drama. And it's silly. It's fucking silly. And it's my favorite Gundam of all time for one reason and one reason alone. He wins the war with the power of love. Domon, fuck you, Kashu. This burning rage of mine tells me to seek victory. My love, my pain, and all of my sorrow.
Oh. Sorry, lately my stomach has been like, oh yeah, we're going to occasionally give you issues. And like, oh yay. So you have to run to the bathroom.
I mean, that's why I take 2 different stomach medications. Because as you get older, everything just starts getting suckier.
Ah, dude, tell me about it. I've been so stressed out that I've been shitting cinder blocks.
Oof.
Ouch.
Yeah. It's the best. I definitely don't want to be dead right now. And the reality is I would trade that for a good nap any day, but that shit ain't fucking happening.
No.
Yeah.
Good nap? What's that?
I was gonna take a nap between getting off work at noon and going back for my meeting. My phone fucking exploded all afternoon. I'm just like, I give up. I give up.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
We left sad months ago.
Tragic?
No, it's not tragic. Everything's fine.
Okay.
It just turns out that 2-3 months is my breaking point.
Mm,
In a week, not a big deal. A month, still doable. Pushing into 3 months, I'm starting to lose my fucking mind.
Which makes sense.
I mean, we need sleep.
And it's also the on 4 or 5 days, off a day, on 4 or 5 days, off a day. Just not long enough.
No.
Yeah, it's never gonna be long enough.
Wanna sleep forever.
And the commentary of, oh, you took a vacation? You're not taking it while you're all by yourself? I'm like, it doesn't matter when I take the vacation.
Yeah. Because you guys will collapse without me, so yeah.
I'm still hoping my mother's return to the United States isn't delayed by that fucking hurricane rolling through Florida.
That's a good point.
She doesn't fly home till Saturday or Sunday, so And I don't think Miami was hit real hard, so I think it'll be fine.
Good.
What the fuck do I know? I'm a fucking pile of garbage, so whatever. Just fucking keep pushing forward.
My stomach needs to decide if it wants to do what I think it wants to do. I'll wait until later.
Mm,
Kind of looking down at it going, are you going to take a shit or what?
right. Unrelated old person thoughts. Have you guys tried those scent bead things that they're marketing now for laundry?
Oh yeah.
No.
They're fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a trial size of the Gain because my mom uses Gain and likes the scent. I use it on my towels. It's amazing. They smell so good, and they stay that way.
Yeah, we used to use them when hubby worked at the Weenie Hut.
Yeah,
But he works in an office now, so he's not sweating all day, so we don't really need them anymore.
right. I'm not using them with everything, but I just was like you could buy, what like effectively was like a 20-ounce container. And I was like, I'm gonna give these a shot. I'm most definitely gonna use them on like my blankets and stuff because that'll make them smell good for a lot longer.
Very nice, very nice.
I do love fresh laundry smell.
I'm not real picky. I just enjoy the smell of clean laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Like the actual scent you pick really isn't that. Like I'm not that picky.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta be picky about the scent. If it's too heavily scented, my skin's like, no.
Well, that's why Mr. Mission I use unscented because, yeah, his skin is like that. Even before I got psoriasis, we were using that because it was like, yeah, we do our stuff together, and you know,
Yeah, we use unscented on our whites, but my colors, colored, colors, colors and towels. I use scented because oh god, they smell so bad. Otherwise,
Mm.
I'm
Uh,
talking most shirts and stuff.
yeah, we use, what the fuck do we use? Arm & Hammer with some sort of odor booster from, I
Yeah,
think, OxyClean, maybe?
yeah. We have a. I don't know if it's tied right now or what, but there's a white laundry container, white soap container. That one is for no scents, and then we use Gain for everything else. And I use it on like the blankets instead of my chair and stuff, just because otherwise they get smelly really fast.
Yeah.
Weird old people conversations.
yeah.
Everyone under the age of like 20 is like, what the fuck are they going on about?
I've always liked the smell of fresh laundry, though. Or at least when it comes to my own clothes.
Right. I remember what we were talking about at work, and somebody was like, "Clear evidence that you're an old fart." Because I was excited about something, and I was just like, "What?" Like only an adult would be excited about that. I'm like, I don't remember what we were talking about. I just remember being like really excited about something very like minutia. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't remember what. I just remember being excited, and somebody was just like, "It's something like an adult would be excited about." I'm like, I am excited about that.
Well, you are an adult.
I am the farthest thing from an adult, and we all know that. I act like an adult. I am not an adult.
That's
Not an adult.
in my book. That's an adult.
So if I, ooh, does that mean if I could be a serial killer if I just act like a serial killer?
It depends on how
Go
far in
ahead,
your
try it
acting
out,
you go.
see how far you get.
Who says that I haven't already?
True. I mean, True. True.
Ugh.
And with my last breath, I curse Zoidberg. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's it. I'm going for a scuttle.
All right, Dr. Zoidberg.
I can't do the Lou Jacoby voice.
I'm just chuckling that I got that reference.
What, Lou Jacoby?
No, I'm going for a scuttle.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's from like the
'Cause-
1998 season. I think it's like episode 7.
Like I've watched a little bit of that, but I haven't watched enough. I feel like to but it's like you said that I was like, okay, Zoidberg.
Is this gonna be animated or what? I can't. Stupid. Why do I do this to myself?
I don't know.
Okay, this doesn't say, but apparently Henry Cavill is going to star in a Voltron remake from Amazon.
Oh, that's fun.
But it doesn't say whether or not this is live action or animated.
I don't care. I'm cool with either. Go Lion's a fun series.
Yeah. Oh, I keep meaning to finish the previous Voltron, the animated one that they did.
The first remake.
Yeah.
Or reimagining, whatever.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What little I've seen of it.
Yeah.
But I have not finished a lot of things. Other than
Yeah.
YouTube videos.
That was like the Master of the Universe remake. Which I think Skeletor was Mark Hamill, I feel like.
Maybe?
Either Mark Hamill or John DiMaggio. I don't remember which.
But
Yes.
you say Masters of the Universe and remake, and I think of the live action one with Donald Lundgren.
No. I do love
That is
that
her.
one, though. That is campy as fuck, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you are correct. He was Skeletor.
Who was?
Mark Hamill.
Okay. Fuck, we were talking about like Joker voice, and I was like, John DiMaggio's is my second favorite, and like they're like, who's your first? I'm like, is that kind of obvious? It's like, what? I'm like, Mark Hamill. He's like the predominant voice of the Joker.
It's what we grew up with. And
Well,
he's
he's been the
so
voice for the longest.
yeah. He is so good at it.
Yeah. But like I like Under the Red Hood, John DiMaggio does it, and party pooper, no cake for you. Still my favorite line.
I still gotta watch the new Cape Crusader show.
It's okay.
To add to my list of shit I
Lady
gotta watch.
Lady Penguin's an interesting take.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as it's okay
I
and
think
not
that's
shitty.
a spoiler. I didn't mean to, but
No, they were spoiling that before it even came out.
okay. Like I said that because I watched the first episode. I went, that's actually a spoiler from the first episode. Shit.
It's alright. It's very hard not to be spoiled on certain facts when every single article is talking about it.
Yeah.
But, that's how you get engagement.
Right.
Itch.
I could type.
Never. No typing for you.
Oh, god damn. I know this is like a first world problem, but I'm like, I need my stomach to like fuck off.
I don't know. That seems like a very universal problem. For different reasons, though.
Right.
Be it food scarcity or viruses or just your
It's
body
gonna be
being
water scarcity. Take my word.
yeah, or your body just being shitty. Like this thing does not work. I want a refund.
Well, I mean, you didn't take very good care of it. I'm sorry. Like,
I know. I'm trying.
every time I talk to people and they're like, my body hurts all the time, I'm like, well, what's your exercise regime look like? What are you eating?
Mm.
Well, you gotta take care of it. It's like a car. If you just run it into the ground, it's gonna break. Yeah. I have to get oil changes? Yes.
Oh, God. Speaking of oil changes, that reminds me. Who is it? Always, which is a feminine hygiene product company. I want to say that's owned by Unilever, but I could be wrong. Either way, I started seeing a lot of their commercials because occasionally I watch live TV. Sorry, I suddenly needed to take a breath. That was weird. Anyway, they started using red liquid instead of blue, which I thought was
Neat.
wonderful. Just like those razor commercials for women that actually show, I don't know, hair being shaved instead of a perfectly
What?
clean leg.
Women don't produce body hair. That's a fucking old wives' tale.
Dude, I'm wearing a band-aid that probably can't see very well because I fucking cut myself shaving.
Again, why I love being a douche. Like, mm,
I don't like
I have
that
enough
Yours
trouble
must
either.
be
keeping
hairy.
this shaved and trimmed. Don't ask me to take care of, like, all of this.
Yeah, I really need to shave my arms and legs and ass and stomach and
Okay.
is there anything anybody's looking forward to? Media wise?
Um, ooh, um, what's coming out? I feel like there's some. Ooh, the new Power Wash expansion came out today. I completely forgot to buy it.
Oh. Well, I suppose you were
It
distracted by life.
Yeah. Why I'm working on the new Zelda.
Yeah. How's that
I'm
going?
pretty far in. It's awesome. I love it. Nice combination of traditional 2D side scrolling or whatever you want to call it, isometric Zelda, but like using the backdrop and stuff from the new games. So like I was talking about this. So you can make you can get ingredients from killing enemies, fighting enemies.
Yeah.
You can make smoothies out of the ingredients that give you different effects you do in Breath of the Wild. Um, you have outfits that do things. You have accessories that do things. Like there's an accessory that makes it so you don't slide on ice. There's an accessory so you don't sink in quicksand. There's an accessory that you don't get blown around by the wind. There's an accessory that makes you climb ladders faster. There is an accessory that makes you swim faster, an accessory that makes you be able to dive longer. You earn these from doing side missions. And the world map is clearly takes place in the Link to the Past Hyrule, but like far in the future because you find like the Desert Palace, the Eastern Palace. The Tower of Hera doesn't exist because they don't. They use the modern incarnation of Zelda's or Hyrule. So like you have Death Mountain. Sorry, Death Mountain does exist, but it's the Goron homeland. So there's not the Tower of Hera doesn't exist. And then Hebra and Lanayru Mountain exist. It's snowy. Faron Swamp exists. It's full of Deku scrubs. Zora's Domain exists. And this game has both river and sea Zoras, or ocean Zoras. Like the ocean Zoras are like the Zoras from the modern games where they're like, like mermaid people. But then they have river Zoras, which are like the Zoras from the old games where it's like the horrible monster that spits fireballs. And
Oh yeah.
they're sentient hominids, and they're constantly in a state of rivalry, not warfare, because it's very like high school drama-esque. Like the River Zora boss is a big burly dude who likes to fight, and then the lady queen that runs that's like in charge of all the sea Zoras or ocean Zoras is like very elegant, and everything is very finessed, and it shows because they play music. The Ocean Zora plays a harp. The River Zora plays a saxophone.
Nice.
So yeah, he plays the like jazzy blues when he plays. It's amazing. The Dekus are basically like the Deku scrubs from the N64. Like you have the Deku Kingdom. They're all kind of stupid. Pardon the phrase, but like the Deku King from Majora's Mask is a lot like that whole like there's a kingdom of these guys. They kind of infight a lot. The Gorons, I just went to the Goron. I'm working on the Goron like dungeon. I was in their area. The current Goron chief is young. His father just died of a unspecified disease, and his father left him a slate of like anecdotes and sayings to help him become a great leader. And he struggles with the whole like trying to find himself and like live up to his father's legacy, but also like forge his own path. And it comes to a head when he asks the elders for advice to find the secret shortcut to Death Mountain. And they're like, I don't remember. Your dad was the only one who knew. And he's like, huh. Like, maybe go to your dad's grave and ask. And he's like, fine, whatever. And that's a whole plot point. They have the only race that didn't make it in is the Rito, the bird people. They're not in the game. But the Zoras are in, the Gerudo are in, the Gorons are in, the Deku people are in. Lanayru Mountain is inhabited by Yetis, like from Twilight Princess, like the big Yetis. It was two sons and a father. The father has since passed away. The older brother's off on adventures. He built a hot air balloon, and he's currently gone. Yeah, and left his little brother, who is, when I say little, he's probably 12 to 15 feet tall and can lift large boulders, but he's effectively like, he's an adult, but a very young adult. He's kind of immature. So that was a fun like storyline of like helping him. Yeah. And you spend the game trying to rescue Link, and they're playing very heavily into the whole, it's not just the hero, the priestess is also important to the legend, and you're Zelda, so you are the priestess.
Right.
Like that, like the whole thing with Breath of the Wild and whatnot, where it's like the princess is also important. It isn't just the hero, because the princess carries the powers of light magic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It got rid of the one thing I really disliked about the new games, which is like the whole, oh, you have weapons but they break. I'm like, this is so stupid. They should get rid of this. I have never liked the destructible item gimmick.
Yeah.
Or I should say, I like the idea that you can eventually get items that don't require you to constantly cycle.
Right.
game's gimmick is you can collect the forms of enemies, objects, etc., and then using what's called the tri-rod, you can recreate them. And so Zelda doesn't have to do any of her own fighting if she doesn't want to, because you can basically, like, once you defeat an enemy, you can copy their essence. And so, like, I have a Moblin boss, I have a Lizro boss, I have Wizrobes, I have all three, fire, ice, lightning Wizrobes, I have crows, I have like in the water you can fight a shark boss and then recreate the shark anytime you're in the water to defend you while you're swimming. But yeah, it's very much like Link's Awakening, Link to the Past mixed with kind of the modern setting.
Right.
I'm a little sad they didn't bring the Rito in, but like I can see why they didn't, because they don't really have a spot, because they did the Yetis on the mountain. I think I probably would have removed the Deku and put done something else in Faron Woods or Faron Swamps. Because not the woods anymore, now it's the swamps.
Mm.
And the Lost Woods is in too, but I haven't been able to do anything with it because I'm assuming it's a later story point. Like, I've been to the Lost Woods, but like you can't do anything. It's just an area right now.
Makes sense.
I'm still playing God of War. I almost said Half-Life 3 for some reason. That game doesn't exist, sadly.
God. You've been to the future. You're playing Half-Life 3.
I'm at the part where what the fuck is his name? Atreus tries to go all rage form and nearly kills himself. Which means I'm at the part where Kratos goes back and gets his original weapons because they're fire-based. And he needs that to be able to fight enemies in hell, because I forget what the word for hell is.
HEL. In Norse mythology, it's HEL. But I'm just gonna say they're going like I'm mixing like Marvel lore with what I know of who Atreus really is and Norse lore, and going, well, of course Kratos wants fire weapons. Atreus is a fucking ice giant.
They named their son after an ice giant?
So, from what I understand,
they didn't name him after an ice giant. He's
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's not go there. That's a story spoiler.
So, no God of War franchise. I don't want to discover
Cakes,
it.
you want the story spoiled for you? Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
I was gonna ask before I said anything.
His mother was an ice giant.
Yes.
So he's even more of a half-breed than they were saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Because when they call him half-breed, I'm like, because he's half Greek god? Because they don't really talk about what his mother was, so you just left assuming she was just a person.
Yeah.
He says she was a great warrior, but he doesn't say, oh, by the way, she was an ice giant.
Yeah, well, I've also watched it. A few playthroughs.
Yeah.
So
there's a whole thing about it's like Lakshmana in Far Cry 5 where it's like, or 4 where it's like, it's not, well, how do I put this? It's not a place, it's a thing kind of deal. Like where they're trying to take her ashes is not. They do the same thing in Far Cry 4 where it's like you need to take her ashes to Lakshmana, and it's like nobody knows what that is, and then you find out that it's not not the traditional idea of like a place.
Yeah, I was kind of getting that vibe.
Yeah,
because even Kratos was like, she really wants it there,
right?
I'm still enjoying it though. I'm playing it very slowly. Because I just don't have the brain right now for video games that aren't being interacted with another person to help keep me focused.
Right.
Because I need so much sensory input right now just to keep my brain from trying to attack itself.
I wouldn't know anything about what you're talking about.
I know.
Clearly, you're speaking madness.
But
Madness and blasphemy.
we are getting referrals to a different place to get our medication from that accepts all of our insurances and not just one of our insurances. Because we're only going to have government insurance for a year. Because now he makes too much money.
Wait, what's going on?
So North American Mental Health is a company that takes low-income insurance.
So, no, what I'm getting at is, so he fell into the thing that everyone falls into, which is you make too much for one, but not enough for the other. Right?
Right. According to the government, he will make too much, even though there's two of us.
Right. It's the you make enough money that you should be paying for your own healthcare, quote unquote. But you don't make enough for it to be sensible to have said insurance because that is more money than you can handle.
Dude, yes.
I'm not like I didn't mean that like that came out sarcastic, but that's not what I meant. Like that's what everyone's running into. It's you make too much for government subsidized insurance, but regular health insurance is so expensive it doesn't make sense to have it because you're going to like unless you have a catastrophic accident, it doesn't make logical sense to pay in.
Right, because it's oh my god, it is for anything like outpatient like physical therapy, it is so expensive.
Yeah.
Which is why I stopped going to physical therapy because we literally could not afford it.
Yeah, it's literally more. It's more like oh, we'll cover it, but you have to have $10,000 in expenses before we'll cover it. It's like holy shit.
Right. I mean, luckily it covers a decent amount of medication, especially for generics.
Okay, you can't believe how excited I am for my mother to be on Medicare.
Dude.
Like, she's going to be dropping $300-400 a month between the supplemental and regular, like, A and B Medicare. But, like, it covers everything. Like, she will have effectively 100% coverage. Basically from the start. Like, she has to pay out, there's the deductible, just like normal, but it's a reasonable amount, like, under $1,000 before it is just covered. Like, as far as prescriptions and stuff goes. And I'm just like, this is what it should be. Like, you should, I think, I'm assuming mine's going to be probably $500 this year. And it's just like, it's ridiculous. It covers nothing. And it's like $500 a month.
Jeez.
I don't even go to the doctor unless I'm sick. Like, when it was $180 a month, I was like, that's totally fair. But that was like when I was 25. Now that I'm 37, it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be, $570 a month. And I'm just like, Jesus. And it's like, I looked at, last year I looked at going to a different, plan. But my deductible would go way up. Like, my deductible is like $2,500 right now, where it would be like $7,000 if I go to a new plan. It would only save me yeah, dude, nothing. Nobody covers shit. Nobody covers shit. It's health insurance is the biggest fucking scam in the universe, in my opinion, because they don't cover anything. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I'll get my company insurance. I have individual because the company insurance is $450 a month, but my deductible, I'm paying $500 right now, but my deductible is $2,500. The company insurance is $100 cheaper a month, but the deductible is $7,500. So it it makes sense for me to pay an extra $1,200 a year because if I get really sick, it's still less than the difference in deductible.
This country. Well, not
Right.
just this country, but I'm saying that because that's my only experience. Hi, Ghost.
Okay, so coming back.
Hello.
So looking at this, because Kiki doesn't mind spoilers. So from Wikipedia, Kratos reveals his full past as a once vengeful god and tells Atreus that they must do better and learn from the mistakes of the predecessors. The two then finish the journey to go to Jotunheim. There they learn of Freyr's truth of being the last giant in Midgard. It is also revealed that Frey had foreseen the entire journey him and Kratos took and originally called him Loki to the rest of the giants. So that's why I said, I'm like, he's an ice giant. So that's why he's getting the fire sword. Anyways, moving on.
Let's see. I'm looking forward to Wicked when it comes out. Probably gonna have to wait until it comes to streaming, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a two-parter, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't heard too much. I know it's coming out, but I haven't heard too much else.
I think I read it was gonna be a two-parter when they were originally just starting to make it. Because nothing can be a single movie anymore.
It can make more money.
I know. I mean, there is a shit ton of stuff in the books for them to go over, so... Wait, is it one book or two books? I know Wicked itself is one book, but is there a sequel?
I think so.
I don't remember, I only read Wicked. To Google! To increasing font size so I could actually read it. Oh, there's 4 books.
Your 4 books.
So's your face!
Oh no! Just books explode.
Oh, Care Bear, stare your ass. I don't care enough to be a Care Bear.
Well, if we were
It's
Care
like,
Bears,
I
we all know
care,
which
but-
one I would be. So that's
What, Stinky?
wait. There was a Care Bear named Stinky.
No.
No, I'm just joking.
You're only reinforcing the fact that I'm a walking pile of garbage. Thank you.
Sorry, my ghost has the zoomies apparently, and every time he runs through the hall, he freaks me out.
Alright. Woohoo.
Woohoo! What are we woohooing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say fuck this shit. I like this.
Now what shit are we fucking?
Oh, my stomach is still being a piece of crap.
Poor Mish.
And now it's like, I know that when my brain got me up thinking it was time to wake up for work, and I went to the bathroom then, that was because of the food I had last night at the charity dinner. So I don't know if it's left over from that or what's going on. I'm just kind of like, I am tired of it, like, cramping at me on a regular basis. I just would like it to stop.
Mm,
That would be nice.
I understand. Mm.
Alright, I will BRB really quick.
Yep. Did you hear about the Rugrats movie?
I'm sorry, there's a what?
They're gonna make a live action / CGI baby Rugrats movie.
Why?
Nostalgia money?
What scares me is the parents are actually younger than we are.
Are
Like
they?
yes, in the show they're only in their early 30s.
Oh wow. Good on them for waiting that long to have children.
Dude, it's implied that the Pickles, Tommy's parents, like they struggled really hard to have him. I mean, it's not implied. They state it later because he remembers being in a bubble and seeing his mother. He was in the ICU after birth.
Aww. What's his brother's name? Dill?
Dill.
Yeah, Dill Pickles.
Dylan. They call him Dill for short.
Alright, now what was I doing at work?
Working?
Yes, working. Getting paid to watch streamers and record podcasts and write smut. We'll take calls.
Well, at least you're taking calls.
Yes. Alright, so that's
I don't know if it's a mental health thing or not, but I am just like so tired of my hair that I'm thinking about getting rid of it altogether. Which is hilarious because I barely have any.
I mean, that kind of makes sense where it's like when you feel like a lot of the times you don't have enough spoons to make it through the day and take care of any sort of hair. Cutting it all off is like a really. I'm not saying this is a bad solution, it's just a really easy solution. You'd be like, okay, now I only need to wash my stubble like once a week or twice a week, which is something that can be a little bit more doable in someone's brain. You know, with mental health and yeah.
Well, when I gave up actively cutting myself and not, what's the word I'm looking for, like reactionarily cutting myself when I was younger.
Yeah.
I started cutting my hair as a response to the need to cut.
Right.
Yeah.
Like somebody stops smoking but starts chewing bubble gum.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah.
Sorry.
So it's only gotten like shorter and shorter over the years, and I'm wondering if like that might be the thing, like because I'm having a lot of bad times right now, the itch is there.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, I'm like, let's just cut my hair.
Right.
Because it's a control thing.
Yeah.
You guys are all nerds. You can't dissuade me from this position.
Okay.
I don't know. There's not like a really a strong response. I just cupcake being cupcake. I'll be over here up into a
Okay.
ball.
I don't know, maybe I should try to hold off until I have all the pills in me for a little while and see if I still want to do it.
I mean, it's a logical answer to the question that perhaps when all your medications are returned, or you're back on all your medications, you won't feel the need as strongly.
Yeah. Hi, Phantom. Please stop ruining my mattress more than you and your brother already have.
I'm just legitimately fucking tired of being fucking exhausted. My own, whatever you want to call it.
I'm so sorry.
I have to be sorry. It's my problem to figure out. But like talking to my doctor, I was like, "Am I depressed?" No, Cupcake, you're exhausted. Oh, that's about how like nothing brings me happy. It's like you're fucking exhausted. You've been worked to death. I'm like, Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay. Like even my doctor's like, you're not depressed. You're fucking chronically, physically, emotionally exhausted. You've been put through the ringer. I don't remember what it said. Something about like there's a rhyme and a reason behind your feelings, and it's not depression. I was like, damn, I'll take it. I was worried I was getting depressed. She's like, well, you are depressed, but you're depressed in response to being exhausted. I'm like, damn, okay, sorry, I'll shut up.
Hmm. Oh, okay. That's better.
That's what she said.
It is what she said.
Indeed. The real question is what I'm going to do for dinner tonight, because I had hot dogs for lunch, but half the buns were moldy, which made me very sad.
I'm thinking of making soup.
Look at you, little Miss Homemaker. I'm going to make soup. Cupcake's like, do I do Pop-Tarts or ramen noodles?
Because I have everything for it, and it's not the coolest day of the week, but it is the start
Yeah.
of the cooling, and so I'm like, I kind of feel like soup.
My mom called me before she left for the Bahamas, and she's like, how you doing? I'm like, I have literally eaten nothing but garbage since you left because I've just been working and then working, and I don't have any energy to make real food. Nor do I really want to. I just want to lay here like a giant potato.
I get why this
Potatoes.
guy had a tone of voice with me, but I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. Anyways.
You know what I miss? This is going to make me sound very, very old. I miss being able to shop for media in stores.
Sometimes I miss that too, because it was a way to like go, oh, I've never heard of that before, or something.
Right.
Instead of having to scroll through a streaming service and go, what the fuck is that?
Right.
You don't have any streaming services, so you don't get that. But it's a very bland feeling compared to the, not thrill, but just general non-crappiness of looking through stuff.
Yes. Agreed.
Physical stuff.
Right.
Tangible.
Well, I just miss I miss the mystery of like walking into Best Buy and like walking down the aisle and being like, yeah, like you're saying, you're just like I used to do that with the anime. Like I never knew what was coming out because we didn't have what they call them, tear sheets, where it'd be like, these are the releases for this month. I just
Yeah.
go in and be like, oh, the new thing is out, awesome.
So many things to watch, so little time. And then I just watch YouTube instead.
Hey, that's my shtick.
You don't own it, we share it. With like billions of other people.
Say like I said, like we really don't even watch the same shit, so it doesn't even matter.
Sometimes we do.
Rarely.
Like Loading Ready Run stuff, but yeah.
Well, that's because they're amazing, and we only have what 3 weeks until the next, or 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks until
Desert
Desert Bus for Hope.
Bus!
Yeah, they announced it. It's the second week in November.
I think so.
Some of you I should just take the week off, but most of the time I'm not missing that much anyway, so I'm just like, whatever. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I woke up at 5 a.m. from my amazing nightmares. Anyway, excuse me.
I got like 30 minutes of sleep. I know, I got sleep.
I want 30 minutes of sleep. God damn it! I think I actually got like 6 last night.
Oh, wow. No, I got up because I had to pee.
Yeah, I saw.
And then it just, oh my god. My body went,
I know.
we're up, let's make things suck.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go back to bed.
Few nights like that where it's like, I would like to sleep, please, and my body's like, no.
We don't like sleep. We like pain.
Not that I want you guys to suffer, but in some ways it is reassuring that I'm not the only one who's just like, I can't sleep, but I'm really getting upset.
Like, or
Also,
before I... Oh,
Go ahead, sorry.
Or like before I know it, it's like midnight. I'm like, I should go to sleep, but I'm not tired. Like, I don't want to toss and turn,
Well,
but I should stop doom
all you gotta
scrolling.
do is cut all the caffeine, red meat, sugar, better sleep hygiene, go to bed at the same time every night. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of the doctors when I'm like, I can't sleep at night, or I can sleep, but my sleep sucks. They're like, well, you just have bad sleep hygiene. Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
It's not because my bursitis is terrible, or my fibromyalgia is terrible, or my arthritis is terrible, or...
Or in my case, not even my joints. What do you call it? My ligaments
yeah.
are sore from being on my feet all day. Like I tried to explain this and like, how was you or some? I was talking to somebody and we finally figured out what made my feet hurt, like what the tendon was, and like the next time I see like a normal or like an orthopedic doctor, which is in like a couple years, like officially like a couple years, probably sooner than that, whenever I can get time to actually get an appointment in.
Right.
Because it's the tendon that runs across over the back of your foot where your leg and your foot meets, but the actual tendon is it wraps over the foot, but it actually runs like the actual working part runs up and down the top of your foot. And it's from your foot going up and down all day as you walk.
Yeah.
Because like the tendon that like goes over the top of your ankle pulls all of the tension from the one that runs back and forth down your foot to like flex your foot up and down. Like finding that out made all the difference in the world because suddenly I knew where to rub, like where to massage my foot, where to apply the cream, because I like realized it isn't like, like it hurts like through here, and I'm like, why is it? You have to put the cream here because the actual working tendon is right through the middle of your foot. It's like, what? What the fuck? Because I'm putting it right where it hurts, and nothing's happening. And it's like, that's not what hurts. It's down here. It's like, what? And the doctors are just like, oh, it's just part of getting old. Tough shit for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I quote, it hurts when I do that. Well, then don't do that. I thought that was kind of obvious.
Yeah, here's the thing. I can't not do that.
Well, you can solve a lot of your problems by being less stressed.
Right?
That's number one on my treatment chart for basically everything that's wrong with me. Be less stressed.
Like, that just happens.
Well, you just need to get a different job, a different life. Slap.
Okay.
I really
Sorry,
need to
I'm
stop
also
stress
doing...
eating. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Where is he? Come here, you. How about some fine... No, hey, zoom in.
Zaps.
Zapp's regular flavored potatoes. This was full this morning. This was lunch.
Mm. Speaking of potato strips, we saw All Dressed out in the wild.
Yeah, they're back for the fall.
It's so
What's
weird.
out-
They
what's
even
out-
have the Canadian like
Yep.
sticker on it.
Yeah.
What's out in the wild? I
All
missed.
dressed.
All Dressed. It's a type of chip.
Oh, okay.
They're big in Kanakistan. Not here. They should be here year round. They'd be amazing.
I've never had them. I was tempted.
It's like a combination of ketchup, barbecue sauce, and salt and vinegar is the best way I can describe it.
That actually sounds pretty good. Maybe a little too
Yeah.
acidic for my stomach, but sounds pretty good.
Yeah, no, you can't eat a lot of them because they will 100% give you heartburn.
Sounds like it would be good on a sandwich.
Really good with the sandwich as well.
Well, yeah.
But yes, I agree. That wasn't a disagreement. I'm just saying, like, also just in general, good with the sandwich.
What am I gonna have for lunch?
I really enjoyed that you can now buy. I realize these have probably been out forever, but I found out you can get Arby's curly fries in the freezer section, and they actually come out really like they came out good in the air fryer. I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna be fat.
Ooh. Air fryer curly fries sounds delicious.
They were. I made half a bag. It was so good.
Mm.
I think the curly fries actually like the curly shape helps them cook because they don't like sit on each other real well, so they have a lot of airflow. Because like regular French fries and stuff, they kind of just pile on top. I was gonna get Chinese for lunch, but then I was looking at the prices again, and I got really sad and just like, some other time. Every time I see the $12 egg foo young, I get sad.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Holy
it's
shit.
it's scrambled eggs in brown sauce. Why is it $12? I just miss like takeout not being ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Although I guess that's probably in response to groceries going up in price.
Yeah.
Food prices
Brain
fuck
gave-
everybody over, so
My
Yeah.
brain gave me a very dark joke.
okay.
Go for
That's
it.
very. Well, there. How many strays are in the area?
I didn't laugh at that.
Like I
was
said,
like, what?
yeah, they're running out of strays. That's why it's so much money.
I'm sorry. What went through my head is like, what do homeless people have to do with this?
Oh my god.
Well, that may also be why it went up in price because they're using homeless people.
Moo Goo Guy Pat is people. Moo Goo Guy Pat is people. In hindsight, come with some young guy, and that kind of makes sense. My friend Shiloh telling me that joke in college, and all I can ever think of is her telling me the joke about her new sex toy had 3 settings: low, high, and who needs a man anyway. I go, oh, I didn't get the deluxe model with the 4 settings. She goes, what's that? It takes out the trash for you.
Robot butler.
He would just bring you tea, and we both know it.
Well, yeah.
Well, you said robot butler. I'm like, you mean Bob?
I
He
think
literally has a tiny hat.
all I ever think of is Pandora and the Crimson Shell, Eris, the robot lolly cat maid,
Oh, yeah.
who is adorable. And the guy developed her to get his tea for him. Like, developed a sentient AI in a robot shell so that he would have someone to bring him his tea while he was working. And the wife develops the full body cybernetics that the Major uses in Ghost in the Shell, and the main character is the progenitor. She's the first human to be given a full body cybernetic. prosthesis. It's actually it's a great manga, and it's even a good anime. I love the anime. It's adorable. The girl is, I guess she's technically a lady because I think she's 19 or 20, but like she's surprisingly well adjusted for being put through what is effectively experimental surgery.
Yeah.
True. Now I will say, I know I'm gonna talk about Overwatch again, Kiki. Um, there is, interesting, in terms of like being a cyborg and augmentation, because in the Overwatch universe, people have like the cybernetic eye, like so Anna Mari gets the cybernetic eye to help her with her being a sniper, which makes sense. And obviously people have like prosthetic arms, legs, whatever.
Right.
And the main 3 characters who have obvious cybernetics metal parts are Cassidy. He's got his left arm usually at least up to the elbow, if not like middle of his bicep. I think it's middle of bicep. It includes his elbow joint at the very least, up to his elbow joint. And we have Genji, where you actually have to look at his Blackwatch skin to see how much flesh he has left. So, god damn, I actually have to look at that. Because of his Genji Blackwatch.
Because Genji's mostly exoskeleton
Because
or
he
whatever.
had his, yeah, he's mostly cybernetic. So when you look at him, his legs, at the very least, legs and feet are cybernetic. His right arm is definitely cybernetic because that's where his shuriken come out of. In his Blackwatch skin, you see that his neck, his left arm, I have to flip it around, his left arm and because it cuts across his chest. So like half of his chest is metal and cybernetics. His neck is natural. His eyes and the top part of his nose, right, are still normal flesh, right? But when you look at everything else, it is 100% like either cybernetic or extremely heavily or if there was flesh left, it was so damaged that they had to replace it with cybernetics. And because even in his Blackwatch skin, he wears the mask over his lower jaw. So you never really... Thank you.
And she's gone.
Of course she got interrupted.
But I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do for dinner. Like I'm gonna order something. I'm not gonna make anything because I'm just too tired.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I know everyone except for you guys would be like, that's just an excuse. But I'm fucking exhausted, and I got what 3 10-hour shifts ahead of me.
Jeez.
Well, nobody can work, so I get stuck.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's why I'm slowly dying. It's not that I have to work; it's I have to work by myself.
All right, I'm back. So with Genji, and the final thing about Genji is you don't know if his lower jaw is cybernetic metal or not.
He's got very similar to Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, where it's like he's mostly gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, his core is still there, but his extremities are just fucked beyond belief.
Yeah, and then you have Sojourn, who has had cybernetic enhancements. Her eyes, her legs, her arms, are all, and you can tell by like some of her actions in game that and of course with like her arms and legs definitely, but like the way she runs and slides and jumps, her leg, you just know her legs are cybernetic. But
Right.
also with like some of the artwork, you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely cybernetic. But then you have to go like, okay, so with the enhanced arms and legs and everything else, what about her internal organs? Because you would have, in order to keep up with her legs, her lungs would have to figure shit out. Like,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. Now, that reminds me, there is one other character who does have cyber like enhancements, but it's not necessarily as obvious. And that's I'm gonna say it in English, Maga. And I know that's not how you technically pronounce his name. I understand that. But like he used to be so much smaller, and now he's got like 2 sets of lungs, 2 hearts, and he's so huge because he got the genetic enhancements along with like some like other. So it's like he kind of got enhancements that may be cybernetic, but are also genetic based on his little backstory thingy. But and then so because there's voice lines where Genji and Sojourn are talking, and he's like, "Well, why would you do something like that to yourself?" Because what happened to Genji and making him part machine was not a result of a choice of his, because he was brought in by Overwatch, and because of the Hippocratic Oath, Dr. Ziegler saved him because of that. Like, I will save you. And to do that, we need to make you part machine. So that wasn't his choice. His choice may have been to die, but he was in so much pain and unconscious that they weren't able to ask him, like, oh, do you have a DNR? What's going on? Yada yada. So like there's that nice conversation of um why would someone want to choose that for themselves? And how do you kind of go about like making that decision, and different viewpoints on people who have different augmentations, etc., and going from that. And then there's one character who technically he doesn't canonically have cybernetics, but the way that his feet are drawn and lower legs is Hanzo. So he's got like the chicken ankles. You know what I mean? Like they are so thin. Like some people are like that can only be like machine. So there's a lot of fan fiction where he is a double amputee below the knee. And so there's that. And for me that makes sense because if you've got two swordsmen battling it out, Genji's on the floor with a sword, a pointy sword. He's gonna lash out, and what's nearest to someone who's on the floor? Lower legs. So yeah, that to me makes sense. If you're going to write that, it makes sense, at least to me. But that's just
I kind of forgot about this, but Netflix has the new animated Tomb Raider show. And apparently, it's pretty good according to these headlines.
That's fun.
Because the last few non-game stuff, and even some of the games, kind of sucked. Especially the newer live-action movie that really blew.
yeah. I had absolutely no interest in seeing that. I was like, no, thanks.
I mean, I knew I was queer before I ever played a Tomb Raider game, but it definitely hit home that yeah, I don't like. I'd like more than just guys.
Yeah.
Cause she polygonally hot.
Yes. It's 6 p.m. Let's get beer on the time. That sucks.
Why?
In a server that I'm in, we like to watch movies together. And
Mm-hmm.
right now, the movie for tonight is Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's fun.
And it starts at 6, which is usually around the time that we're eating dinner, giving Baxter his bath. So, like, I can always join after it starts, but I'm like, I'm gonna start from the beginning. But I'm like, if I have to go back and watch, like, the first 20-30 minutes, I'm fine. Like, yeah.
I didn't even know Gene Simmons was a judge on Dancing with the Stars. Why is he a judge on Dancing with the Stars?
Because.
Reasons, all of them fantastic.
I mean, I suppose everybody has a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he was very creepy in the latest episode.
Oh,
Oh,
Like,
shit.
focused a lot on physical appearance of the contestants and not so much the dancing in a kind of derogatory way.
well, that's no good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Verizon. I didn't know the iPhone 16 was here.
Ooh, you better go
iPhone
get it.
16?
Oh, dear.
Where the fuck is my phone? Oh, there it is. It's under my glasses.
I think my mom has a 15.
I've got a 13.
What the fuck is this? A Samsung Galaxy something or other?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna upgrade my shit this spring.
20 Galaxy S23 Ultra.
Yeah, so you're
Yes.
the newest one. I have an S20. I'm
Uh,
gonna get an Ultra this time. I had a Plus this current time, and it's not that big of a difference. I'm gonna jump to an Ultra.
Kind of wish we hadn't gotten the Ultra because it has a pen I never use, and I'm always afraid I'm gonna break it when I pull it out.
Mm,
That's a valid concern.
And then I'm
Yeah,
like,
my-
why am I not just typing this? Why am I trying to write this?
Yeah, my iPhone is going through the, oh, you've had this for a couple of years. Oh, we're coming out with it. You haven't gotten one for like 2 to 3 updated phones. Let's slow your phone down.
yeah,
Mode. Like, it's starting to definitely slow down, and like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, it's probably time to get a new one soon, but I'm like, why should I get a new one when, uh, unless like it's really starting to like give me shit. You know what I mean?
right.
I have to negative. There we go. Sorry, I was looking for something in a
Oh shit, it's
email.
125.
Yeah,
I know time flies when you're having fun.
yeah.
That went by quite fast.
Yes, we're actually talking about stuff.
Anywho, we should probably call it then.
Okay.
So this doesn't take forever to edit.
Right.
Buckets. Buckets.
What?
Okie dokie, sokey pokey.
Oh, okay. You came out a little garbled, so I wasn't quite sure what you said.
That's okay. Totally fine.
Okay. So thanks for podding with me and existing
Of
in
course.
general.
Woo.
Yes, a woo. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.